camera. Camera looks pretty good. Make sure it's clean. Let's make sure it's clean. Don't know if that helps. Looks like I'm soft lit. Do you guys know what I mean when I say soft lighting? I'm not sure if it's a real term, but if you watch Star Trek, the original Star Trek series, whenever they'd flip to a solo shot, especially of a pretty woman, it seemed, you could tell the camera would kind of change. And it would almost become fuzzy, sort of. And I think that's what soft lighting is. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Good morning, Mortgage Zeus. Good morning, RJ. Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Best Western. I think that's your name. Good morning, Wanda. Good morning, Will Bill. Good morning, Wood Roasted. Yes, I am drinking water. It's important to stay hydrated. Let's go to the end. Good morning, Streetman. You guys are the nicest thing. Top of the morning to you. I tell you what, this morning, or sometime during the night, I woke up at like 3 o'clock. Thank you, Kevin. And was not sure. I was going, I'm not going to go do my live today. I'm not going to do my live. I got a lot of heavy thoughts on my mind. A lot of what I feel are big decisions to make. And had something that's been weighing on me the last few weeks. I thought I was going to have a couple phone calls to a couple family members, maybe a couple friends to sort out my thoughts and talk about things. And I don't know, I went back to sleep, woke up a couple hours later and laid there. I still had these heavy feelings on me and wasn't sure what to do. Prayed a little bit, because prayer, although I'm not a man that was raised on faith or raised with faith or even think was blessed with faith being easy for them. I think a lot of people naturally believe in Santa Claus or believe in the Easter Bunny. And for me, I'm always trying to figure out, hey, no, that's dad in a suit or what have you. So I tend to have a little cynicism naturally to me, just as an active thinker. So faith doesn't come naturally to me. But I've fallen back on faith as sometimes life has been challenging. Certainly over the last 5 years. I wish I would have started a lot earlier, because having faith makes things better. And so saying a little prayer as I laid in bed, and I think God has guided me down the path that I'm intended to be over the last several years. And again, his only words of wisdom to me were this morning, were keep going. Keep going. So I chuckled. I ran through some things I was grateful for, because I know that helps. One of them was my air conditioner that's been kind of quietly humming all night. My soft bed, the sleep I've gotten, my health, the names of each of my 4 children, the mothers that are doing a great job raising them and taking care of them while daddy's away. And, I was on 6 or 7 things, and then came, and I'm thankful for the coffee. And that made me chuckle, because that's just such an easy one. That is such an easy one. So I'm coming at you, by the way, for anyone wondering, from Bozeman, Montana, a little Motel 6 room I found yesterday, and they have coffee downstairs. So I walked downstairs, Saw a couple people in the hall, which was nice. A couple people I didn't know, which was nice. Because sometimes for me, the unexpected is fun. And chance meet encounters have great opportunities to me to experience life, if you will. And I think life comes from the people I meet and the interactions I have. Kevin Nichols saying a lot of good ideas, good marketing suggestions. I appreciate that. Hi, Kimmy Cat. It's a beautiful day in Naperville. I bet it is. I bet it is. But anyway, so I saw a couple people on my way to the coffee maker. Had a gentleman down there, and he just splashed a little coffee in his cup. That's how it's behind him, and he went to the other side of the coffee room, and I was wondering what's going on. What's going on? Why did he only splash a little? Is this coffee empty? Is it decaf? Is there something wrong? Is it cold? And I was pouring it in mine. I'm going, okay, looking at it suspiciously, and he came back over and splashed a little in the pot from the pot next to me, and then kind of went away. And I go, I'm wondering, is this decaf, sir? And he goes, no, I don't think either of them are. And I go, well, why are you just splashing a little? And he was tasting them, and sampling them, and deciding which he liked better, the medium or the dark roast. I go, hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I was filling up my dark roast because I tend to like dark roast coffee. He looked at me and nodded and said, I think you made a good choice. You chose the better coffee. So with that introduction in mind, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It is 6:21 a.m. It is, I think it could be July 12th, could be July 13th. I guess July 12th, but it's probably 50-50. It could be July 13th. Again, never set your calendars by me. Happy Saturday. This is a show I've been doing. He was a connoisseur, Kevin Nichol. I'm just some hack that will drink anything that's hot in front of me. Not true. Not true. Half the reason I'm in Bozeman, Montana, Beaumont. They should just change the name of this place to Beaumont. Saying Bozeman, Montana, I'm too busy of a guy to say all those syllables. So I may just refer to this as Beaumont from now on, so you know what I'm at. But anyway, I'm a bit of a connoisseur myself. Half the reason I'm here is the quest for my own coffee. I've been working in Yellowstone the last 2 months, and living in a dorm, living in communal housing, working real hard at a restaurant. I was fortunate to get a job as a waiter serving in Yellowstone that provided room and board for me and paid well enough that it could take care of my financial responsibilities and keep a roof over my head. But anyway, one of the big drawbacks of this job is drinking cafeteria coffee day after day after day. And it's okay. It's okay. But it's just okay. And it's always the same. So it's really fun, or it was really fun when I used to try when I get to try different types of coffee. But anyway, speaking of the coffee, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know, it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. Why in the world else would I have a coffee cup with my own name on it if I didn't love coffee? That and the fact I have a nice viewer named Will Bill Chill who sent me this the other day, and I'm very much enjoying it, so thank you again. But I'm excited to take my first sip, and my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Ooh. It's really hot. It's good. It's good. It's got more flavor. It's not cafeteria coffee. I mean, it's Motel 6 coffee. I doubt they are giving me my Starbucks Sumatra that I've gotten spoiled by with the modern niceties we have living in our nice little towns. I'm from Naperville, and you guys all live in nice little towns as well, and you probably all take your little niceties and your little nice towns for granted. And when you move into a national park, as beautiful as the scenery is, you miss some of those niceties. You miss some of the friendly faces, you know. You miss your family, you miss your friends, you miss things like coffee, you miss things like Starbucks, you miss things like McDonald's, the Golden Arches. And honestly, it's been a little challenging for me and hard for me. Hello, Henry. Living in a new place and living all, not by myself, because I'm not. I have roommates and I eat in a communal housing. I go to the bathroom and shower in a communal bathroom. And it's kind of like a camp where, I don't know, for adults that need a place to live and want a job. So I guess in that sense I fit in. But a lot of senses I don't feel I do as much because I got young kids that I miss them a lot. And it's a few weeks ago, I've been here for just about 2 months, we'll say. And it's been hard work, and I've struggled with some loneliness since I've been at Yellowstone. But a couple weeks ago, I just kind of heard something that, I don't know, I felt required my attention back home a little more than I could give while I'm here. And it's kind of been weighing on me the last couple weeks, and it's kind of changed the trajectory, or at least in my mind, kind of lit a fire under my butt, if you will, to get back home and love on my kids, and made living here a little harder. But yeah. But anyway, that's a long story and probably one I won't touch on today. So let's just drink a little more coffee. Somebody asked, what am I doing in Bozeman? I'm keeping my opportunities open. Bozeman's a neat town. It's a town of 56,000. It's about, about 100 miles just north of where I'm staying on the border of Wyoming and Montana at Mammoth Hot Springs. And I like the town. It's got a lot that I loved about my hometown in Naperville. It's got people, it's got schools, it's got a great downtown, it's got restaurants, it's got a Target. It's got a lot of the niceties that I've kind of grown accustomed to growing up in the suburbs of Chicago. And because of that, it's really attractive to me. It's also got beautiful mountains, and I don't know. I think all the niceties I need that come with living in Yellowstone. Yeah, Yellowstone's got a river and mountains and bears and all sorts of things. But for me, I think, like a lot of things, it's a nice place to visit. And I've realized that scenery and proximity to bears and hiking trails isn't the most important thing for me. And what means most to me about where I'm living is the people I'm living with. And honestly, I miss my friends and my family and all the smiling faces I knew in my hometown in Naperville. And most of all, I miss my kids. And I didn't know how hard it'd be for me when I came to Yellowstone. And I thought that work would be the most challenging thing. I'm 55 years old. I wait tables. It's a big restaurant. We're pretty busy all the time. I didn't know if I've got a bad right knee, and my shoulder would handle it. But I've been pleasantly surprised that despite aches and pains, Henry said, find a church and faithful people. You don't really have any options. You don't really have, and I think that's a great point, Henry. I think that's a great point. One of the things I really enjoyed about my hometown was the church I went to. It was the Yellow Box, and big Christian church. But I don't think that's what's the most important, and it might be to some. I'm sorry if that offends. It was the kind people there, and the friendly faces, and the smiling doors, and the positive message, and the good feeling I got from going there. And I don't have that here, and there are no churches in Yellowstone. And the closest town, it's pretty close, is a tiny little town of Gardner. And the first weekend I was here, I went to the church, but I didn't feel any warm, fuzzy feeling. And honestly haven't gone back. Yeah, so let's drink a little more coffee. But you don't have options here. You don't have options on. And again, this isn't bemoaning, but it's just getting it off my chest. I look at you guys as, I don't know, kind of therapy for me. And hopefully me working through my therapy helps you guys work through your own issues back home. But having no options, whether it be a church or things to do or choices of coffee or places to eat, has been tough on me. And I think I miss that. I'm going to try the Yellow Box this weekend. You should, Kimmy. They have church service, I believe, at 9 and 10:45. If you're looking for a church, it's a really nice one. And again, even if you're a non-believer, and that's okay, because I'm not sure where I fall in the spectrum, I think you'll find something nice by going there. And yeah, they'll talk about Jesus and they'll talk about Bible passages, but you're going to get something from it, I promise you that. You're going to meet Gary, who's with 2 R's, who's holding open the door, and you're going to have people welcoming you and looking like they're happy and smiling and working on themselves. And I think it's important to surround yourself with those type of people that are trying to get a little better and trying to be grateful and expressing it and happy on a Sunday morning. A lot of times in my life, Sunday mornings were hard mornings for me. I'd wake up, I'd feel hungover, I'd lay in bed and not get out of bed till the Bears game was on at noon. And I'll tell you what, life's better when you get up, you feel better, and I'm reading Kimmy's comment. She says she's missing something within. Well, I think we all feel we're missing something within. And I think a lot of us are looking for things and looking for answers and searching. And some people are okay and just accepting things as they are, and that's cool too. But I find myself experiencing that as well, Kimmy. And I think you're going to find a lot of peace and a lot of happiness and a lot of smiling faces at this church. They play pretty good music. And again, I'll tell you what, I don't know where I fall on the faith scale, but I found myself crying at church, listening to the words and just kind of identifying with the message and almost feeling the words were meant for me. So let's drink a little more coffee. So hot. So here I am in Bozeman, Montana, in a Motel 6 room on a Saturday morning, 6:32 a.m. I'm here to explore opportunities, and when you're exploring opportunities, you're faced with choices. And I had a really nice meeting yesterday and met a nice person yesterday, and I think I have an opportunity here that could be exciting for me, but also one that makes me wonder if I'm making the right choices. My goal is to, what I'm working for is to get back to my kids, get back to my babies in Chicago, and who I miss a ton, and get back to my big girls in Chicago as well. I was riding around Bozeman last night and thinking how my oldest is going to go off to college in about a month or so. And we were texting yesterday, and she said you can stop by her college on the way home, and she'll buy me a Iowa State dad sweatshirt, and that was sweet. But then I thought about my other girl who's going to be a sophomore in high school this year, and how she's a cheerleader and does gymnastics and did track last year, and how much, I don't know, I miss her. I don't talk about Morgie too often because she always seems to be doing great. But I miss her, sent her a message, and made me tear up a little bit as I was doing it. And I FaceTime my little ones every day, a couple times a day, and they always blow kisses. But I miss them a lot too. And I think they need their data, and their data needs to get back to them one way or the other. And that's what I'm working towards. And about 2 weeks ago, I started wondering, is my job and my position and my housing and my cafeteria at Yellowstone, is that where God wanted me to stop along my journey that is this trip out west? And I started feeling, and I still feel this morning, that although at the time I thought that was my destination on my trip out west, maybe it was just a stopping point. And I've been there and I've worked there and I've experienced it, but maybe it wasn't where I was supposed to stop. And as I said this morning, I was supposed to keep going. So I kept going, and I've explored Bozeman, and I've looked at options and talked to people about various options. Got a call back from one of those people who left a message at 4:51 p.m. last night, said, "Hey, this is whoever. Give me a call when you have a chance." And hung up the phone. And I'd missed the call. I was walking down took my scooter to get something out of my bike. And I came back, saw the message, called back, and got her voicemail. Said, she never called me back last night. So I'm going like, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Don't just leave a message. But I figure, and here's my figure, if it was bad news, she probably would have just texted me and said, hey, or not responded, hey, we're going to go in another direction. She called, and listen, I'm like you. I'm neurotic and worry, and I listened to the voicemail and was trying to distinguish tones in her voice. But anyway, the interview, I guess I'll call it an interview because I just did, went great. And it's not for any super, whatever, any position, but it'd be a cool opportunity for me on my next step. And, but I don't know. And I don't know if that's the answer for me, is what's weighing on me. Because I feel an urgency to get back to my kids. Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to feel like I usually have some inspirational thoughts for you, or words of wisdom, or I try to, or I spin it into a positive. And maybe it's okay that I'm just giving you what I got today and sharing my thoughts and sharing a little bit of coffee on a Saturday morning. And maybe it's nonsensical. Maybe life's sometimes nonsensical. Maybe it's not supposed to have this meaning or this answer or this reason. And again, the challenges we face are just challenges and learning experiences that we're supposed to work through as we make our way through life. Is there a scenario where my family could move to Bozeman? I guess there's always possibilities. Naperville is getting overpriced. Roger, the surprising thing is Bozeman's is probably more expensive than Naperville. I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't have believed it. I would have thought Montana would be a cheap state because it's big. And I don't know. I thought it was big and kind of empty. And it is big, and there's not a whole lot of people here. Bozeman's a big city here, and it's 56,000 people. But I'll tell you, it's pretty expensive, and like a lot of other areas in the country, When you believe in Christ, we have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Well, Lisa, is that Lisa Brink? I appreciate that. Because that kind of is kind of what I've been hanging on to. You should get a reverse mirror decal for your mug so it's displayed correctly. No. I should be thankful for the one that I have. The scenery makes it expensive, says Atwood. I don't know. I think the lack of supply of housing. I think there's a lot of places with a lot of beautiful scenery through the country, but the same reason that it's expensive throughout the country is just a lack of supply. And I don't want to go down an economics path right now. But I think for some reason there's a lack of supply in housing, or on the other hand, too much demand. And whether that demand comes from single family people or would-be homeowners, renters, or big corporations, I guess isn't relevant to pricing. If people are looking to buy, whether it's a corporation or an individual, and there's no supply, prices have to go up. And that's what we're seeing across the country. And that's kind of what I'm wrestling with. But anyway, real quickly, I was riding around town last night. Somebody asked if I ate anything fun. Wasn't sure what I wanted to eat. I had McDonald's for lunch, which is the first time I've eaten it. What's the rent on an RV spot in Bozeman? I don't know, but I didn't even know there was rent till a couple weeks ago. And I looked it up, and I think somewhere I looked was like $500 to $1,200 a month for renting an RV spot. And what have you. Let's see, hold on here. Let's see. Stay the course with your contract, and your kids will watch and learn how you handle this time of your life. They love you and always will be there for you. Well, I hope so. Did you go to that ice cream spot I sent you? No, Roger, I don't know what ice cream spot you sent me. My son is in San Diego. Talk about expensive. Yeah, no, I bet it is. Mavericks. Yeah, Southern California. But I'll tell you what, again, Montana is amazingly pricey. I'm sure, the East Coast is expensive. I know Austin, Texas is getting expensive. Yeah. Oh, so I was riding around. Last night and not sure what I wanted to eat, but I knew I needed to get something for dinner. And hadn't had pizza in just about 2 months. And I'm from Chicago. I used to eat home run in pizza, the frozen ones at home, which are delicious. And we used to order out pizzas all the time. And was riding around kind of looking for a place to go. And saw this little joint on the corner, and I think it was like Rose's Pizza. And it was right by the beautiful college that is Montana State. Pulled into Rose's Pizza and went in and looked around, got all the nice familiar smells of a pizza joint. Went to this kind of cutout area in the wall where the workers were behind, looked at the menu and decided to get myself a large, which is 14-inch pizza, sausage, pepperoni, and black olives. And sat in there and kind of watched the customers come in and out. And after about 15 minutes, a gentleman brought me a pizza which looked awfully large for one individual. But I was hungry, and I was on a mission, and I hadn't had pizza in quite some time. So went at it with some determination. And I'll have you know, I don't always eat all the edges around the crust, but finished off the pizza all by myself and sat there for a while. And the proprietor, the owner of the restaurant, came out and said, "Wow, you really went at that." I go, "Yeah, I was on a mission." Sat there for a while, tried to let the food digest, started riding around back to my hotel, and didn't know, I'll tell you what, it's not a real big town at all. Cruised through the downtown, and there was some street fairs going on, and there was a lot of activity. And, I thought about parking my bike and walking around, but I was tired, and I didn't need any crazy good time last night and felt bed was calling and started riding around and knew a target was off in that direction and realized I had a slight craving for dessert. So I decided to pull into Target and get the best dessert in the world, a party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms, which I'm using for dual purpose today. I'm proud to say I didn't finish the party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms last night, but I did think, what if I finish these? I wonder how many calories are in a party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms. And let me see, serving size is 1 ounce, and there's 140 calories per serving, and there's 38 ounces in here. So that's 38 servings times 140 an ounce. That's 3,800 calories plus about 1,500 more. That'd be about 5,300 calories, or just about 2 pounds of calories of M&Ms. I guess that's not as much as I would have thought. You know, that's only a couple days worth of calories in one huge glorious bag of peanut M&Ms. You are right, Mortgage Zeus. It's not just for breakfast anymore. It is not just for breakfast anymore. Speaking of breakfast, there's a McDonald's across the way. There's a breakfast joint just down the street. And I'm not sure which option I'm going to take this morning. I do know checkout time. Hello from cloudy England is good morning, Tommy John. Going to Bert's Pizza in Morton Grove today. It was Anthony Bourdain's favorite. I didn't know that. I wonder if Anthony Bourdain knows anything about pizza. I don't know. It's funny because somebody's famous, and granted, he was a chef. We assume that they're, I don't know. I wonder, does Anthony Bourdain, did he know anything more about pizza than you or me? I doubt it. I'll bet you I ate more pizza in my life than Anthony Bourdain did. I'd almost guarantee it. Long Island pizza is the best. Pequans. But, yeah. He probably does. How would he know more about pizza than me? There's no way he ate more pizza than me. There is no way he ate more pizza than me. He was too busy traveling the world and eating fancy stuff to eat as much pizza as me. But I will be going to breakfast this morning. I might go to McDonald's because I hadn't been to McDonald's for months. Thank you, Donna, from Oakville, Ontario. Yeah. It's the water that makes pizza good? I don't understand. How would it be the water that makes pizza good? Lisa says her daughter eats pizza every day. Well, your daughter's a smart young lady. I was thinking about when I ordered the large pizza, and it wasn't a family size. It was only 14 inches, although when I do finish it off with several servings of peanut M&Ms, I did probably take in my calories, plenty of calories yesterday. And I'll tell you what, they felt good. What was I saying? When I ordered my pizza, I was thinking, hey, maybe I could take some home and eat it for breakfast. My hotel room has a refrigerator in it. But by the time I got about halfway through the pizza and I knew I still had a little room left in my tummy, I kind of became a goal or a mission, and I went at it. And I'm proud to say I did finish off the pizza and really enjoyed it. So let's have a little more water. Oh, it's so good. I think I need to drink more water. I woke up thirsty. Maybe that's what eating a bunch of peanut M&Ms will do, and a pizza will do to you. Require you to drink more water. I talk a lot about habits today, and I probably missed out on a lot of inspirational talk. Hello, Lisa. I probably missed out on anything inspirational or meaningful on today's talk. So I'll leave you with, if I'm going to leave you, but I'm going to leave you with one good habit. Drink some water today. It's an easy one. And I forget who was going to go to church tomorrow. She was going to go to the Yellow Box. Somebody from Naperville was watching and said she was missing something inside, she felt. Yeah, I think a lot of us feel that way, and a lot of us are searching for answers. And I hope that woman does go to the Yellow Box tomorrow, and I hope she happens to run into Gary with 2 R's, the friendly man that holds the door, or held the door for me every time I went into my church. And hope she does. So anyway, it's Saturday morning. I don't have a heck of a lot for you today. It's almost 7 o'clock. Kimmy, there you go. Yeah, I hope you go. I think you'll like it. And look for Gary. Look for Gary with 2 R's. Hope there's a good service. And again, I think it's they offer a 9 and maybe a 10:45 service. But Google it up. I'd hate you to miss one, be late or what have you. Go in, go early, get free coffee, sit there and people watch. It's a nice feeling. Again, you're hanging out with a bunch of people that are working on themselves and living in gratitude and are smiling on a Sunday morning. You don't have to dress up or be super formal. I'll go in whatever I want to wear. But it's a really welcoming place and a kind place and a good place to be on a Sunday morning. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a wonderful night's sleep. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful week. Henry's still talking about the type of water that makes great pizza dough. I don't know. I've never heard, Henry, I have never heard, and I worked at a Pizza Hut, that the type of water you use determines the quality of the pizza. And I'm not so sure that's true. But either way, I appreciate your opinion, and I appreciate you watching today. And I appreciate y'all watching today. And again, I hope you had a great week. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.